I appreciate that. I think it's so needed in our industry. We kind of have this reputation for being this like boring, slow to move, older industry. And I think we really need, I mean, there's only so much that we can control within the insurance industry, but even if it's going to suck a little bit, we might as well have a little bit of fun with it, right? And at least, talk about it in a language that is plain language and people understand, which I think is one of the biggest complaints that I hear about insurance too, is like, people just don't know even what you're talking about sometimes. And in fairness, I have a habit of doing this sometimes too, where I'll go down the insurance rabbit hole and start using insurance speak. And people are like, okay, you lost me there. I don't even know what you're saying anymore, right? Like we have this different language that we speak. And so I think just being able to joke about it a little bit, because it does suck a little bit right now. There are solutions that we can look into, but for the most part, the market has been tough. And I think everyone's kind of aware of that by now, but just having open, honest dialogue about it is so important. And breaking down those barriers, there's such a, the information access in the insurance industry is so asymmetrical, where the carriers have access to so much more information typically than the buyers do. So I think it's so important to just keep having these conversations and, hopefully arm the end purchaser of insurance with enough information to be a better purchaser so that they're not stuck. Insurance is a funny industry because it's one of the only things that you kind of have to buy. And a lot of times the buyer doesn't even know what they're buying. They don't even know if they're getting a good product or not. They don't even know how to vet that. And they typically feel like they don't have a lot of control over the pricing, which is true in some sense. And I think a lot of people can be more proactive and get more control over their pricing. But yeah, so it's something nobody wants to buy, nobody's happy with, and they're generally spending way more money on it than they want to. So that's always fun to talk about. You basically get to be the Grim Reaper going into every meeting, right?
I'm so glad that you're saying all this and not me, because I think I'm reading everybody's mind. But you know what? You bring up a great point.